with you for real.
Do you think to kind of go into for men? Do you think that there isn't enough emphasis on taking care of our mental health as men?
What I think, honestly, we are conditioned not to. Even when it comes, perfect example. You ever watch the movie Soul Food?
Yes.
The woman in Soul Food died from type 2 diabetes.
Right.
At the funeral and at the repast, they eating the same food that killed
Right.
her.
Learn nothing. Sometimes I love my people, but sometimes we can be the most stubborn people.
Generational hurts.
Right.
Through what we eat, what
Right.
we watch,
Right.
what we idolize,
Right.
what we worship. And when it comes to manhood, it's the same thing. We taught to chase women from a child. Perfect example. How many times you been a young boy and you 10, 9, 13 years old, and you have grown men coming to you, how many women you got, how many girls you got.
Right.
This narrative is taught.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's a lot of groundwork that we have to do to develop not only ourselves but the generation behind us of what not to do.
Right.
That's why the motto in 2020 is for men to hold each other accountable and stay committed to your commitment.
Right.
Because it's easy to say something.
Right.
It's hard to stay committed to anything.
Right. Right.
So we have to hold each other accountable.
Now, do you think would you plan on going into, because I've noticed something for those men who are fortunate to find a good woman, who have be in good relationships. It's easy for them to say that. But what do you say to those men who are single or those men who are in bad relationships?
Guys who are in bad relationships are dealing with embattlement. What that means is they're having a battle within themselves and they don't know how to live alone.
Right.
And women go through the same thing. It's called Stockholm syndrome. A lot of women have infatuations for the abuser. And when it comes to flip that around on men have an infatuation with abusing themselves. Some of them do it self-consciously. Some guys don't know that they're doing it.
Right.
But you fall in love with some things that do you a disservice and do you harm.
Right.
So it's your job as a man to identify with it, be accountable for it, and do the groundwork to change it.
Right.
Period.
So now what do you tell those men that will tell you, just to kind of play the devil's advocate? But what I'm doing is I'm being successful in my mating and dating strategy. And so I have all these unhealthy mentalities, all these toxic mentalities, but this toxic mentality and the way I'm living is giving me success with ladies. Why should I change it?
Because it's a camouflage suit.
Okay.
It's like sometimes the container could be better than the content.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Perfect
That's
example.
good, okay.
You out here, you dating a woman. I'm really giving away gold right now.
Go ahead.
You dating a woman, on the outside, she look good.
Right.
But in the inside, she can destroy your legacy.
Right.
And it's up to you to identify with that, because if you don't, you are going to live in a perpetual state of disappointment.
Okay.
If you don't heed the signs.
Okay.
So if you can't, my girlfriend says all the time, a guy that can control his loins can control the world.
Okay.
So you need to have some type of self-control.
Right.
And know your worth.
Right.
So you hear women all the time tell other women, know your worth, know your worth, know your worth. But how often do you hear a man tell another man, know your worth?
Not very often.
Never. You never hear.
Not very often.
And that's why a lot of guys go through life lacking the fundamentals of manhood. One of the first fundamentals is knowing your worth.
That's very good, because even as a boy, whether from older men or older women, just people who I looked up to in general, I didn't often hear know your worth. I would hear that said to my female cousins. I would hear that said to them amongst each other, to aunts, uncles, aunts, mothers, grandmothers, and other female relatives. But the boys weren't taught that same self-love or to value themselves in that same sense.
Not only that, the most depressing place to go is child support court.
I've never been, but I heard stories.
All the time. You hold all the power.
Right.
This is how I gotta say it, and I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this. You are giving away everything when you choose the wrong person.
I agree.
You give away your legacy, your livelihood, your bank account, your everything when you don't know your self-worth.
Right.
When you don't go through life with your core principles
Right.
of building a legacy, not only for you, not only for your seeds, but the people that's coming behind you.
Right.
You are, I can't say this on TV what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a haymaker.
You're absolutely going down the route of, on some level, of what's called evolutionary psychology, right, or social psychology. So that is, so far as from the man's side, so men, the way our minds work is that we compartmentalize, right? So which means that certain thoughts and categories are in separate boxes, and those boxes don't touch, right? So we can recognize as a woman as beautiful, but that doesn't necessarily mean she has a great personality.
Exactly.
And we recognize a woman that has a great personality. I love hanging out with her, but I just don't want to see her nude. Right. And so those things don't overlap. So as a man, what we're looking for is as far as relationships are concerned, we're looking for a lady who can cover both those boxes. I enjoy who she is as a person. I find her to be, she's physically attractive.
Exactly.
Right. So, and a lot of times men, we have these conversations and we act like that attraction part shouldn't exist, but that's not. Has that ever changed in the history of mankind?
Never.
No, that's always been a thing, and it's not going to change. So trying to change that is definitely wasting everyone's time. You know what I mean? And so, but we shouldn't overvalue that because it is important, but it's not special.
Right.
Right. Because
it's important, but it's not important.
Right.
Because I could care less. She could be in a wheelchair, an amputee, a cancer patient with 3 weeks to live. If she got my back, that's the woman I'm gonna be with.
Right. And
I could care less how she built.
And here's the thing too. Although what I said makes men sound shallow, they're not, because the studies have shown that men find about 80% of women attractive.
Yes.
And so that's an easy category to get into. Then once you get past that basic level, then we ask, okay, now as a man, it's your job to say, okay, that part's easy. But now what else did you have to bring to the table besides just looking good?